That, not me.
All right, everybody.
Wait, hold on. Okay.
Now we're live. This is the first time we're doing this. This is side dish. It's a little side project that I've been working on for a while. Basically, the whole gist of this show is we don't make main courses. Main courses are done to death. Every Tom, Dick, and Harry has a show about main courses. We want to do a show that makes the side dish the star, hence side dish. Today, we're going to do potato salad, which is, to me, one of the kings of summer and the quintessential sort of barbecue side dish, if we're going to be honest. This should take us a little bit of time. I don't really have a recipe. We're going to do our best to do some approximations of measurements. When we're done, I'll go ahead and just put a recipe up on the description after I get the recipe up, and we'll write it down and we'll get it up there. So with that, I do have hot dog buns being baked, so I may have to pull them out. I've got some sourdough working, so we got a lot going on here in the kitchen today, but we're gonna do our best. Here we go. All right. So first thing, we're probably gonna do a whole series starting off with the potato. The potato is versatile. It is yummy. It's starchy. It's delicious. You can do almost anything with it. So Samwise Gamgee said it best. You can boil them, mash them, and you can put them in a stew. So with that, we're just going to start with, I'm just using russets. You can use red potatoes. You can use golden, yellow golds, or anything like that. I think russets are pretty versatile, and you can just do about anything with it. I'm making this for 4 to 6 people because I want a little extra. We're going to do a little barbecuing tomorrow. And I'm going to make burgers or hot dogs, actually, brats, and then hence the hot dog buns. So I'm going to do a variety of sizes here. Oh, and just a heads up, my lovely wife, Amy, is helping me behind the camera today. So again, we are not professionals. We don't know what we're doing, but we're going to try our hardest to make it work. So I've chosen roughly, what do we got here? 2, 3, 6, 8 medium-sized, small-sized potatoes. We're gonna peel them, but we need to wash them first.
Wash them?
Yeah, we're gonna wash them.
I got your vegetable washer out for that.
Oh, thank you. All right, so let's go to the sink and wash them real quick. All right. So you don't need a vegetable washer, you can, but I have one, so we're going to use it. I like to go a little bit above freezing cold water, and you just give them a good scrub. That's it. We're just taking the layer of dirt and whatever else is like sitting on there, and we're just getting rid of it.
Don't forget that you have that vegetable washer because your good friend Kim had one.
That's right. That's true. I do have that. Anybody watching? Mm-hmm. So no questions. Feel free to ask questions, and if you want, we'll try and answer them as we're going.
But just know that Amy's the one typing here, so.
That's right. So we're doing our best. Oh. We'll answer them. We'll say them out loud. We won't, Amy will say the question, and then we'll try and answer it. So, all right. Another thing, since I'm going to try and do these on YouTube, and we're having to rig a whole thing up here off of the laptop and a webcam and a nice microphone that I had. You have to have 1,000 subs to be able to do mobile. So if you like this, like and subscribe to the channel. That will really help us out here to understand if people like this. We'll probably try to do these, I don't know, maybe Saturday nights if we can, and if not, we'll put some up. Gonna do live for a while until I figure out how to do any kind of, editing. I don't know how to do that yet. But Amy and I are gonna figure that out, and then we're gonna edit we might be able to do some pre-made videos or some follow-ups or clean up some of these. So, like I say, I'm just doing a quick wash of these. Nothing, you just want to knock off the major dirt. Potatoes are grown in the ground, so They don't get them 100% clean when they come out. Just a quick rub. Here we go. Oh, that is real dirty. All right. So. We're gonna peel these, and then you want save your peels. Don't get rid of them. You can use these, freeze them in a bag. But a lot of you'll see I'm gonna keep a lot of the vegetable waste and put it in a plastic bag or a Ziploc bag, or if you've got another container, throw it in your freezer. When you get enough of it, put it in a boiling pot of water. Let it simmer, boil it, and let it simmer for about 3 to 4 hours, and you got a really great vegetable stock, which you can use in a lot of different things. So here we go. I'm going to try to do this quickly and not cut my fingers off. I like this OXO Good Grip peeler. It's wide. It's got a rubber grip on it, and it really is really good. Now, the potato, on the other hand, is not. So you're going to want to be careful that you don't cut your hands or lose your grip on the potato. So just do it one side. And so. And actually here, after I do this one, I'm going to check these buns real quick and see. And then I'm just going to set it to the side, and then we're going to cut them up into smaller pieces. And then I don't fill this with the pot with water first. I only do the potatoes in there, and then I fill it up just above that. And I'm also going to salt the water because if you're cooking in the water, you want to make sure the water is salted because it's going to go into the potatoes really good. All right. Oh, that's done.
Should we look at that?
Yes. We'll pull it up.
Ooh. Doesn't look like hot dog buns at all.
They do not look like hot dog buns. Trust me, they are hot dog buns. Right now they are a hot dog pan, and then
Okay, where are you going? You're kind of squirrely right now.
I'm all over the place. So,
Are
sorry.
you going over here?
Are you
going to flip them? We want to see that.
Yeah, but I don't have room over here.
Okay.
So. And that's what you look like. So at the end of this, we cut down the lines, and then we cut them in the middle, and that's what we get. You get hot dogs.
We did it wrong the first time, and they were really weird.
They were really weird.
Yeah, remember they were so.
They were wider than they were. Yeah.
No.
All right, back to the peeling. So here we go. If anybody has suggestions for a side dish they really love, let's start with the potato. I will send it over.
Jordan wanted to know if he could be the chat moderator, but Teddy told him no. And Kim says, nice arms.
Thank you. I have not been working out. If you were to see underneath this apron, I have what I'm calling the COVID-20. And I have, I don't know about you, but it's not been kind to my physique. So we'll see. I don't know. I don't know about moderators. I don't know about any of that. Here's what I know.
I'm the moderator.
Yeah. Amy's moderating the chat.
Actually, it seems like Ted is, but that's okay.
Go figure that the boss would want to be the moderator.
Do you get all those little eyes? You scrape all those off?
Yes.
So you get down?
I do not want those.
For a reason?
Yeah, because they go deep, and sometimes I don't know.
Are they yucky?
I don't know if you can see like there's bruises and stuff nearby. So I just usually cut those out. If I feel like I'm taking too much off, grab another potato. Usually you're going to buy a 5 or 10 pound bag, and go from there. So
I was asking about the eyes and if Doug scrapes them all off. I guess it's hard to hear me. Just you.
It shouldn't be. No.
I'm just mumbling.
Okay. So I wonder if it's because the camera, it doesn't matter. We're learning. Next time we'll figure out if we got the right microphone set up. I don't know. Do you guys like if I set these up ahead of time so you have a good idea of when we're going to be doing them? Is there a better time that you know?
Teddy wants Hungarian stuffed cabbage, please.
Hungarian stuffed cabbage. I will look that up and see what I can find. Is that would we consider that a side dish? Could it be a main course? Because I mean, I don't know a circumstance in which you're going to make potato salad as the main course.
Kim wants Whole30 recipes.
Oh,
we know how to do that.
Whole30 recipes. Yikes.
Rough.
We did it for 30 days.
She knows. We were doing it when we were there.
No, I know. I'm just saying for everybody else. We did it for 30 days, and it's rough, but you can do it. All right. I actually think I may get another potato, a big one, but we'll see.
Teddy says, anything that makes my teeth crack.
Oh, jeez. That sounds terrible.
You need another potato? You want me to wash one?
No, I'm good. I think we're gonna be okay. I forgot. This guy was off of my vision. Here we go. All right, one more. The big boy. Do you guys remember those metal ones that were just like super skinny, and you would be remiss if you missed and you'd take about 4 inches of your skin off, it felt like, at the end of your finger? Yeah. You don't want to do that. Nobody wants human skin in their potato salad unless you're Hannibal Lecter. So, all right, so set that to the side until we do the other vegetables, which we're going to do. We're going to chop everything and get it ready and get it into the main bowl. When we get the potatoes and the eggs, hard-boiled eggs going. So I'm going to just take my knife. I'm just going to cut it in half, and then I'm just, get off of there. This is kind of the pieces you're looking for. Nothing, not too much bigger. You want them as uniform as possible, so you can. That way, the cooking time is equal. If you've got a bunch of bigger pieces, smaller pieces, you're not going to enjoy the cooking time because you'll have pieces that are overdone and pieces that are underdone. So. You got some typing going on?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Kim said, I hear that you should always put potato peels in the garbage disposal.
I would not recommend that, actually. I'm sure you're being facetious but I've done that before, and you'll end up with a mess. You have to take the garbage disposal off. You have to take the hose intake off, and because they're thin enough, much like carrot peels or anything like that, they'll just slip right through, and they clog up the pipe, and then you end up with a gross, dirty mess. So, yeah. Now, I got lucky. My dad used to make the potato salad around the house when I was a kid. And for some reason, I got to become the official taste tester. And so we'd make it. He'd call me from wherever I was, if I was there, and I'd get to taste it, make sure it had the flavoring that we both liked. So this is a variation on that. It's not as, we're going to do a mayonnaise and a mustard mix in here. We're not going to do too much because the potato is the star of this, and we don't want it to drown in mayonnaise or mustard. So we just want it to have a little bit of a coating, and then the rest will be good. So So again, we're getting a good layer on the bottom, which is basically what you want. Again, we're not going to go too much on the water. And the reason is because you don't need all that extra water. It's just going to go into the potatoes, and you can just you can do without it. And plus, it's going to boil a lot faster and cook your potatoes a lot faster if you have less water. So we are almost done here.
So I also said that you have a newfound love of homemade stock. You have 2 tumbling compost bins, and you have your worm farm. Have you talked about your worm farm?
We have done the worm farm on when I was doing the Facebook stuff, but yes, I have a composting bin that's a worm farm out in the garage currently. It's currently eating through a big feed on it, but I'll need to feed it. One of the goals I had this year was I wanted to be less wasteful with the produce that we had. Even if we don't eat it, we were throwing that away. And part of it is, if we can be less wasteful in general, then let's do that. So I think, part of that is knowing what you can feed. I got 1,000 worms online, and they were $20, and now I have thousands and thousands of them. So, all right. So that's basically what you're looking at. You've got a good covering on the bottom, and we're just going to fill it up. Again, all we're doing, I'll show you too as we move it back over there, but we're just covering just enough that all the potatoes have a little bit, and maybe that's it. Maybe like an inch of water above what you got sitting there. All right, now we're going to salt the hell out of it. Not all of the salt that I'm going to put in here is going to go into the potatoes, but we want it really salty because the water is going to at least carry the salt into there. You're going to think that's a lot of salt, but it's not going in there. Now, here's the other thing that I've been doing. This is when I make mashed potatoes, and we'll do mashed potatoes in another episode, I think. But I take 2, maybe 3 cloves of garlic. That's not really a clove in my mind, so we'll do this one and that one, and then just gonna do a quick peel. I just move it around my hand. It comes basically off pretty quickly.
Why don't you use that yellow rubbery thing? You don't need to?
It's kind of more of a hassle than it needs to be. And we're not wanting to keep this garlic intact, overall. So if you've got comments, you can read them out. So
Corbin says, salty.
yes. So now we've got, so I'm only going to do this, to do this. We're not actually going to these are not going to go into there. We might dice these up at the end just in case, just a little. I thought about putting raw garlic in this to add a little bit of fresh garlic, but raw garlic's going to be not the right application here. It's going to be too hot. It's not going to have enough of things, or the kind of the mellowness that cooking is going to do it out. So we're going to smash it, and if anybody watches Bon Appetit Test Kitchen, we're going to get the old Allison going, as Brad Leone would say. And when you smash it, it comes in, and the Allison, as he believes, is the thing that's good for you. That's a joke if you know what I'm talking about. He basically says it every time he crushes garlic. Anyways, so I'm just going to add these right into the water and over to the stove. And you want to I'm going to get this on a high boil, and at the same time, I'm going to fill this pot here with water because we're going to hard boil some eggs. Now, I'm using, like I said, I'm going to use Bon Appetit's hard boiled egg recipe. It's pretty fast. It's 10, 11 minutes, and then you dump them right into an ice bath. Let it cool for 2 minutes, and then you can peel. Last time I did it, the peels came almost off without any problems. And I don't know if you've ever seen me peel eggs before, or Amy and I peel eggs before, it's literally a wrestling match to see if we can get full eggs out of the
Bloodbath.
yeah. So I'm just gonna go on, get some heat onto these as well. And I'm gonna do 8 of these eggs. Now, I'm probably not gonna use all 8, but I want the option because I want a lot. I like egg in my potato salad, and I like it in multiple ways. I like it diced up and put in and mixed in, and I like it sliced on top as a garnish. But also then you mix it in and you have so much. So these just go in. Once these boil for 10 minutes, then I've got ice right here, and I will need to put some water in it and then dump them right in there. And then you'll see the miracle of me peeling these. And watch, because I'm going to do it live on the internet. It's not going to work the way it did before. But you live and we learn, people. This is how we do it. We're going to do it live. You work with a live thing. So.
Danny says, such a true story on the eggs that could have its own channel.
It's true. Eggs are evil. So I just got this bowl. I got all the ice I had in my freezer, and because I want the water like ice cold, and this is really going to do it. So don't skimp on the ice. Here's the other thing you're going to want. Put it right next to this. If you've got a space, put it right next to the stove. You want to put it next to the stove because I don't know about you, but trying to put hot eggs across, your kitchen or wherever you've got is not really, it's not really a fun time. So I just got a text from Aaron Hinckley, and I don't know what it said. He said something about, "Are you watching?" Okay. Now let's talk about onions. I'm just using a regular yellow onion. This is not anything special. It's a smallish large onion. Let's call it the smallest of the larges.
Put it in your palm so we can see how big it is.
Yeah.
There you go.
I mean, I have gigantic hands, but we'll do that. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to do, I want to do a fine dice on this. And the way I do that is I cut it in half.
Whoa, got out of it. Okay.
Mine out of back in focus?
Yeah.
Okay. So just cut that in half. Make a quick inspection. I don't know if anybody else has this problem, but sometimes I leave onions a little too long and they like to sprout. This is pretty good. We're also in spring. We're past the point of when onions typically start to spring to root out like that. Whoops, I didn't mean to kick root off, but that'll work out in our favor. So just have it. I'm going to pull. Like I say, you want to get. Now, onions are, they're like ogres. They have layers. So you want to look at what you've got here, and you've got.
That's a Shrek joke, and you don't even like Shrek.
Well, it's not that I don't like Shrek, but you watch Shrek an excessive amount. So I want to go. I peeled quite a bit off, and it's like 3 layers, but I don't want that weird.
The camera does not like it when you do that.
Come in and come out.
Yeah.
Oh. Weird and like rubbery one. So I'm gonna get the ends off here.
Why do you try to leave the root on?
Because if you take the root off, now this is what a theory is that it will release. So they have the chemical that is in sulfur. So when you cut into an onion, it releases that in gaseous form, and that's why when it hits your eyes, you start to cry because your eyes are burning from the sulfur in your eyes. So
sorry, I'm not being a very good camera.
That's okay. We're new at this. We're getting used to it. I'll give you a raise later if you can get it right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on a horizontal, and I'm going to come in, and I recommend a sharp knife for this. I've done it with a dull knife and ended up cutting the shit out of my thumb. So. And I do, just, 4 pretty even layers. And then again, I'm going to come to the side and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to try and not hit that root because if not, you're going to watch a grown man cry while he cuts onions, which is probably pretty normal, but I also go pretty slow here. I don't want to, I don't want to do crazy. Now, you've got some weird ones that'll pop out, that's fine. So we'll cut those up later. And then when I dice it, really, you're gonna see, now we're getting a kind of a fine dice here. It's even smaller than that if this is 2 pieces, but you're gonna get that fine dice out of it. So, try and go is, because you don't want the onion to be like super forward. It's raw onion. It's gonna present itself anyway. So when you mix it in with the mayonnaise and the mustard and the other ingredients, then you're gonna see like, this is gonna be like, it's gonna meld really well. So just nice. When you get towards the end here, now you got this nice root. You don't need to do anything with it. Okay, I'm gonna reach in camera and I'm gonna grab this, I'm gonna put it over here. So I put, like you say, I put the root, I put this, I put even the dried peels, because the dried peels, believe it or not, are going to, they'll rehydrate in your stock. And that rehydration is going to add some color. And so that's what you get. That actually helps with a rich, dark color that like vegetable stock has.
And that's another thing that should not go down your garbage disposal.
No, onion peel should not go on it. I've learned also you should not feed these onions to worms. They do not like it. The acidity in them is not good for them. Just add them to your compost pile, or like I said, if you've got it, go ahead and add it to your bag of stuff. You will thank me when you're using that later. Now, the other thing too I've done is, thanks to my good friend Adriana, we had a recipe for shrimp that we're using, and we've used, you can just use live, or you can buy all the vegetables you need, but most of the vegetables that I'm gonna be putting in here anyways are things that I would put in that stock with the shrimp that cooks in it, so you get a really nice thing. The only thing I would typically add would be like half of lemons, but I'm gonna be making what is that sauce that we like so much? Cocktail sauce. That's the one.
Are you going to make those shrimp too? Because nobody knows what you're talking about.
No, that's the main dish.
That could be a side dish.
Well, maybe, but we're
Depends on how opulent you are.
Yeah, well, if you're the Rockefellers, it's probably a main dish or a side dish. But if you're one of us, you're looking at probably being a main dish. Remember, the name of the game here is side dish, so we got to stick to that.
I think that's disappointing.
It is disappointing, but maybe I'll do a separate feed on my other channel, my own channel, and we'll do that. So we're just gonna quickly go through this again. Try not to cut your fingers off. I'm not good at the curl that chefs can do, but if you can do that, awesome. All right, so now we're gonna start assembling them in our bowl. So those oniony bits, the onion, and again, we're gonna use the whole thing. But again, when we're done, we're looking, like I say, 4 to 6, probably. Realistically, you could feed 8 to 10 with this. I don't know how to make small portions of anything. I learned from my mother that you just make for an army, and usually an army will show up to eat. Okay, so celery. I don't know. I don't know about what you feel about celery. I like it because it adds crunch, and a little brightness and freshness that you're not going to get from everything else. I take 3 of these, and we need to wash these because I don't know, there's a bug in this, so that's why you want to make sure you wash your vegetables before you eat them. Even these ends, I'm going to probably cut down to here off, but again, this is perfectly fine, and we'll use that in stock, and it's going to be real good. I made what's called a master stock that Bon Appetit made, and it's chicken, basically a chicken stock or a turkey stock, and it has a ham hock in it for some smokiness. But all these pieces are going to be good. So, all right. Take this little top off too. You don't really need that. Plus, it's kind of been beat up. You can eat it if you want, but I don't recommend it too much. We're just going to take some strips. We're just going to do this so it makes it a little bit so we can get a good medium dice or a medium small dice out of it. And I think people are up and, you can put, potato salad is one of those things that it's like a vessel. That is a Zorro signature piece there. But potato salad is one of those dishes, I think, that you can do basically whatever you want with. You want to put some olives in there, put some olives in there. You want to put, water chestnut. You want to put something like that. I mean, I keep it kind of simple because I want the flavors that that I grew up getting, and this is what I remember. So again, I'm going to try and do this for you guys, but I'm not very good at it. But we'll. Any questions I can answer, or
No.
is it quiet?
Quiet, everybody's enthralled.
Yeah.
You're dicing.
Now, that's not the right button.
That would have been tragic.
It is. Again, we've got different sizes, but you're looking for about that. Again, we're adding some crunch. That's 3 stalks. You want more, add more. If you want less, add less. But I would say it's probably 1/4 to 1/3 of a cup of that and a full cup or more of onion that's there. So let's stick with the large and 3 stalks. All right, now this is going to be controversial, but I add full pickles, and I like classic kosher baby dills. They've got good crunch to them, but
What's happening in 1 hour?
oh, nothing's happening now. In 1 minute, we're ready for the sourdough to go into the oven. So
You better pause.
no.
Well, I mean, still go, but
Yeah. Hold on. Let's get 500. Okay. So first of all, pickle for me. I love pickles.
don't. Yeah.
If you're going to make it for yourself, feel free to crunch into a pickle and then chop it up. Now, you'll say, why wouldn't you just use dill relish or sweet relish? I don't like the slimy stuff that it comes in. I want the pickle to be there. Now, the other thing, this is going to be eyeball, because I don't know how many pickles I need by how many I dice up. So we're going to start with 3. And all we're doing, I'm going to just cut them all in half. And again, put them into little planks off to the side. This is probably going to be enough, which is 3 good-sized baby dills. Cut them in half. If you want to go smaller, like height-wise, you can cut them in 4ths or 3rds. I don't really care about that. It's all going to the same place. So plank it up. Also, you might notice that I like to do things like factory style. So I do all of that planking first, and then I move on to the next bit. Mostly because I can't pay attention to where I was, and it keeps me focused on that. So, and then I can just, and I'm just doing, again, I'm doing a semi-fine chop here. You're not, you want chunks. You want to be able to, I think you want to taste the pickle. You're gonna get the brininess of the pickle brine, but you're also gonna get like the salt, a little bit of the saltiness, which is, I should probably say that we're not gonna probably add very much more salt to this. Between what's in the potatoes, between what's here, and what once we get to shop, I'll show you the next step here because it's gonna blow your mind. But if you don't do this, you're kind of wasting a key ingredient here. So just go ahead and then make sure you get everything back together. All right, and that's pretty much it on the veg. I think that's a lot, plenty. That's not, I mean, you could go more. I have gone more, but let's just, yeah. All right, so my secret ingredient here, and it's not really a secret, but you got this delicious pickle juice. So I eyeball it, but if I was gonna say what I was going to put in here, I mean, you want to see a good amount at the bottom covering. I'd say maybe even up to a half a cup, depending on how much you're making. It's got a ton of flavor already in it, spiced. It's already spiced. It's got stuff you want to use this. That's the other reason I use this versus relish, because I think relish has been so processed to get it to the can or to the jar, that it loses a bunch of its flavor. So pickles are usually not as processed. So
Teddy would like to know, will there be bacon?
No, there will not. I do not put bacon. There's no really protein in this.
And Alexis says hello.
Hello, everyone. Okay, so that's where we sit now. So let's check the potatoes. We are almost there. They're just about fork tender, and that's what you want. You don't want them to be too much more than fork tender. Even if you get them a little bit under fork tender, you're actually probably okay. What you don't want is to go too long. We don't want the potato to break up here. It's going to break up when we mix it up, but we want chunks of potato. We want it to be that. What the potato, if it's too cooked, basically, it's gonna cream, and you're gonna get basically almost cold mashed potatoes mixed with a bunch of stuff, which I mean probably isn't terrible, but it's not what we're going for here. It's potato salad. We want chunks of potatoes. So I'm gonna get a colander here, and because I'm gonna drain those potatoes here in probably about a minute while my oven is warming up for my sourdough. I've been having a bit of a battle with the sourdough lately. The recipe I have been using is not good. And yes.
Aaron is appalled at the possibility that you would add olives to potato salad.
I would never.
Amen.
I would never add olives. I would never add olives. But I'm saying you could. I would never do it because it's gross. I love olives, but I would never do it. Now, if I was making macaroni salad, I do like to add a little bit of olive to it because I think it adds something different. And macaroni salad is probably something we'll do as we move further into the summer and we do some other things. All right, I'm going to call these potatoes because I think, like I said, I'm going to err on the side. Yeah, these are good. The eggs are still, they're still having fun over there. But we're gonna want, here's the other thing too. These are hot, right? We do not want them to be hot going in with our veg because it's just not, it's not the flavor and it's not, you know, I don't want to cook anything in there even if I'm gonna parboil it. So I'm gonna let these rest. Be sure to drain as much as you can out of here. Yeah, okay. So I can smell the garlic like permeating through here. So that's what we want. We just want a hint of that garlic, like that kind of cooked garlic flavor. I am still, like I said, I am going to add granulated garlic to it, but only enough to kind of hint of what I need. Let's move the eggs over here. Get them on the power boil. And we probably got at least 5 more minutes. Let's make ourselves a timer. Okay. So.
Sorry, I'm kind of slacking on my camera duties because I'm trying to write down the recipe.
Oh, well, you're doing a hell of a job. All right, so here's what we got going on. I don't know about you, but there's only one mayo for me. Either you make it or it's Best Foods. If you're on the East Coast, it's Hellman's, but let me tell you, this is the king of the crop.
What about that Asian mayo? You wouldn't make it with that?
Well, you might be able to make it with Kewpie mayo. You might. It's good, but ideally you could probably make your own mayonnaise, which I've done. It's semi-easy if you can do it right the first time. If you overmix it, then you've got a mess. So we're not going to worry about that. All right. Let's take this moment to put a few things away while we're waiting for our eggs.
How many eggs?
8. I have 8 boiling. We're going to see how many we need. Now these, okay.
I didn't follow you.
That's okay.
Nobody needs to see that.
No, no. Refrigerators are by definition messy. I'm going to mix a little bit here. So here's, preferably I wouldn't use one with this, but I don't know, I need a bigger spoon. So I'm just going to mix this together because I want to coat everything and the pickle juice as well, kind of make that nice. Plus, we're going to mix. We want a big spoon. I think a big spoon is good because you're going when you're going to be stirring the whole thing, you're going to be turning, and you're not going to be cutting into it as much. You can make less turns with it, which is going to less break up your potatoes.
Why don't you use that big white spatula?
Because I want to be able to get in and scoop.
Okay.
So, okay. I'll put this away. Have a little clean space.
That's amazing. Doug never puts anything away when he's cleaning.
No, but I have 3 minutes to till the eggs are done. All right.
He's just putting on a show for you.
All right, so let's move back over here real quick. So these are going to be relatively hot. So I'm going to.
Would you normally do that?
Yes. Also, this is going to wash off some of the starch, and it's also going to cool them down at the same time. I don't know if you know this about potatoes, but they're a starch. And if you overwork them or you don't do, if you use, you can make wallpaper paste, and it's really not what you want. So, and actually, you know, I've got a perfectly good bowl of ice water sitting over here. So, just going to let those sit for a few minutes. It's not going to affect the eggs. They don't care. They're in a shell. So, you know.
Good point.
We'll double dip here in a little bit. Make sure we got a little of this. Okay. I'll show you this too. So these are cooled down enough. So for these buns,
Show the pan they came out of.
oh yeah, that's a good idea. So this is a special hot dog pan. I bought it because I wanted to make lobster rolls, and the Boston style buns are split from the top instead of from the side like a typical hot dog is you're going to get at the store. Now you're saying, well, why does that matter? Well, because I'm going to feed it in from the top, and I'm also going to be able to toast the sides. So there it is. So I just pick the middle here, and I'm going to go about to there. I'm going to do, you know, just hinge it. I'm aiming for the middle. And we made these, a couple weeks ago?
With the lobster rolls last week.
Yeah, last week. And hot dogs, holy moly, were they good. Okay.
But so then where do you cut them apart? In the dip?
Here, but let me get to that because you got to let them cool completely. You do this first just because that's what the instructions told me to do. So,
What?
you know, yes, I hear you, bud. And finally,
So you let them cool more like that?
yeah,
Gotcha.
I probably will. I mean, by the time we'll cut into them before we do it, so you can see what they look like. Okay. Oh, you'd be surprised how cool those are. Perfect. All right. Since I did that, get yourself a spider.
Wait. Okay.
I love my spider. If you're going to do anything that involves hot water or oil, the spider's your best friend. This is a teeny tiny baby spider, but they can get like this big if you want them. So yeah, we're going to get them in there. And I tried this, the water in a shallower bowl, and it just didn't really work. The eggs, once it filled up, there were too many in there. There wasn't enough volume for me to do it. All right, so we just need to let.
Don't stand in front of it.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
They want to see my backside. Anyways, 2 minutes, and then we're gonna go ahead and do that. So while we're waiting for that, let's add.
Okay. Am I going down now? Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna add these potatoes here. Now, if it was me and I was gonna do this like a day ahead, which is what I would normally do, I'm doing it for tomorrow. I would even start the potatoes earlier. So let them sit, they can get cool, put them in the refrigerator, and then that way you've got what you need. And again, I'm just gonna do a quick turn. I just want to incorporate everybody together here. And
Will some of that pickle juice soak into the potato too?
that's a great question. Yes, it probably will. They are right now like sponges. Okay, so I'm gonna, while those are doing their thing and we're gonna peel them, I'm gonna go ahead and add the mayonnaise and the mustard.
Are you going to attempt to measure anything?
Well, I'm going to do this. This is a tablespoon, basically. And I'm going to do heaping tablespoons into here. But then I will, if you would like, I can put them into a cup.
Yes, please do that.
Okay. So the problem with that is that I don't know until I do it.
Try.
Okay. So 1, 2, 3, which is going to be less than a cup, but
show it to the camera. There you go.
yeah, I mean, I would do 3 of those to start. And all you're going to do is, you know, you're going to add it in here, right? And then you get a mix. It's going to loosen up because of the juice, and it's going to kind of get a little bit loose. Now, you're going to say, well, ooh, that's really loose. It's not going to be. When we add these eggs, the eggs are going to act, the yolk is going to drop, it's going to pull some, it's going to act as an emulsifier a little bit, and the whole thing is going to come together. That's what the mayonnaise, that's what the mustard is going to do, and that's what the eggs are going to help do as well. So, again, I don't really want this swimming in mayonnaise. This, to me, looks pretty good. I reserve the right to add more after I put the eggs in to see how it looks. If my dad was doing this, there'd be like half of a container of mayonnaise in here. I feel like I may be misremembering that, but I think that's got to be correct.
How much was that?
I don't know, a tablespoon.
I think that was 2.
I'm gonna go.
What do you guys think?
A tablespoon, probably a tablespoon. Again, I reserve the right to add more of that as well. All right, so now you're going to notice something. I haven't tasted this at all. I'm waiting to mix this together, and then I'm going to figure out what it really needs. So I can already tell it probably is going to need a little bit more mustard. That's for sure. I don't have tasting. I could be like Chris Morocco from Bon Appetit, who has spoons literally in every pocket. It does need more
Put that in
salt.
the sink. You can't use it again.
Sure, I can.
No, I guess we're not taking this.
We're not taking. Yeah.
Aw.
It definitely needs pepper. So
This is to taste.
this is to taste. You can do how much ever you like. I'm going to add more when I eat it myself. I like lots of pepper, but I like to give at least fresh ground pepper if you can. If you don't have it, just add, what you got. I'm going to do, I don't know, till I got the surface basically covered. I'm going to add.
Can you show that to us? What does that mean?
So you see how the surface,
yeah.
it has it just covered. Okay. Those eggs should be getting close. This is granulated onion. It's, again, we have onion in there, but this is just going to bring a little bit out. And I'm not going to add, again, very much at all. I have both of these things in there. And this is granulated garlic. Get a toasting. Give it a mix. And you're going to see, again, it looks pretty loose, but you're going to, believe me, we're probably going to put more mayonnaise in here, just a little bit more, probably at least another tablespoon, maybe another 2.
I think you combined the word mayonnaise and mustard. Which did you mean?
Mayonnaise.
Oh.
What did I say? Maynard?
I'm not sure.
We're going to put some Maynard in here. People are like, what the hell is Maynard? All right.
Aaron would eventually like to see hot German potato salad.
Hot German potato salad.
There's a lot of Eastern European suggestions. Is that right?
I mean, Hungarian, yeah. Germany. All right. These are cool. So,
Like the fonts?
I mean, I don't know. The last time I did this, and the tip that Bon Appetit says is start with the fat, this end, the fat end, not the pointy end, and it's gonna have a little air pocket. I wish I had oh, here we go.
Put it in the thinger.
Oh yeah. Here's the other thing. Coffee grounds and eggs.
Eggshells.
Eggshells. For the worms, I need.
And for gardens.
Yeah, they're good. You if you're low on calcium in your garden, you can add eggshells, and
Oh, that's coming pretty nice.
Yeah. This is number one, so we'll see. We'll see how it comes together.
Do you want me to do a few?
Yeah. Oh, we had our first.
Oh,
We had a little
Here we
bit,
go.
but it's my fault. That was my fault. I rushed it. Hot Hungarian potato salad.
no, hot German potato
Oh.
salad.
That's not terrible. It could be better.
It is not deviled egg worthy.
Well, I mean, it depends on your deviled eggs. Now,
What does that mean? No, people want them nice.
I just take this and just to, clean the outside off a little bit. I got water. I use
Potato water.
So I got a little coffee ground on here too, but this is live TV, people. This is what you get. It's what you tuned in for. All right. I'm going to do these pretty quick just to make sure. But again, I'm finding that if you do it this way, the shell does come off pretty good. And it's pretty minimal in terms of effort.
Are you trying to do this in an hour? Because if you are, you better let me kill some of those eggs.
No, I'm not. We're going as long as it takes.
Oh, okay.
How long are we in?
56 minutes.
Oh, well, that's. Again, a lot of this, some lazy Saturday or lazy Friday after work, and you're just like, oh, hey, I got to go bring some potato salad to, Shaq's barbecue the next day or whatever. And you can hard boil your eggs the day before. Put them in the refrigerator. So. Do you guys like hard-boiled eggs just in general? Because I don't know. They can be a meal in themselves, but
Well, you can get hard-boiled eggs already peeled at the grocery store now.
that is correct.
Well, I don't know if you can get them now, but you could get them before the craziness.
I think you can still get them. I mean, cost-benefit analysis.
No, it's not good, but it's more convenient maybe.
If you're lazy like me some days, this is what you want to do. The other thing.
I don't think it's lazy. I think it's where you want to spend your time.
Well, or if you're super lazy, you can. I guess that's all about perspective.
No one's weighing in on your question.
Of course not. They're too
Although
entrenched.
Ted did say that he always pegged you as the small spoon.
No, man, I'm always the big spoon. Look at how big I am. I couldn't be anybody's small spoon. I'd look ridiculous. Whoa. All right. Ooh, this was a good one.
Yeah, it's satisfying.
So if I wasn't doing these live, this is the kind of prep work you could do and do a switch out. But we're trying this live. We'll see, maybe this will work. Maybe people will want it to be live. I don't know. But right now, this is what I got. As we grow and we do more things and I learn new skills, like, I don't know, maybe video editing. Oh man, that was my fault. I totally grabbed it. Then I will think about maybe doing pre-made videos, and then, we'll do special live ones every so often so that everybody can participate.
No, I think people like live better. Kelly says you found your calling.
I did?
Oh, that's James's sister.
I found my calling. I don't know. Maybe. It would be nice to, never have to work for anybody else again, but let's just get through today.
Did that egg have some nice speckles on it?
It does. These
Came from a happy chicken.
Costco has really good price for organic eggs. If you have chicken eggs or even duck eggs, I don't know, and you'd like, to contribute to the cause, I will always take some. let's keep it local. I don't want to have to ship. I don't have to ship eggs across the United States. I would appreciate anything I appreciate. Oh, yeah, that's my fault. Trying to go through that. All right, we've got 6. We're going to do the other 2 in a minute. So this has had enough time. Also, if you notice, to sort of come together. It's a little bit loose still, but during that time, you've had enough time
to soak it up.
A little bit loose. Now, I cannot find my egg dicer upper machine, so we're just going to do it by hand. Typically, I would do these. Look at this.
Oh, that thing?
Yeah.
What happened to that thing?
I have no idea. I can't find it anywhere.
I think it's in that one.
In this one?
No, that one.
I don't think so.
Huh. Bummer.
Yeah, it's probably around here somewhere, but who knows? So I'm just gonna, rough chop all this egg, and then I'm gonna, because this is the stuff we're just adding together here. We are not gonna be. Ooh, fantastic! You just have to have somebody look who's not using their eyes like I am. All right. So the other reason I like using that is typically when you take the eggs out, you're going to get water on your cutting board. It's going to add water. I don't want to add water. So, all right. I've got it's a part of a mushroom. Not only is it an egg slicer, but it doubles as a mushroom slicer if you're brave enough. No unitaskers, as Alton Brown would say. Okay. So the best part about this, oh, look at that. Look how beautiful it is. Take it, double slice. Gotta hold the end here. Boom. Oh, it's like butter or sliced egg.
Or egg.
Really make short work.
Do your eggs have the salmonella center?
They do not actually. They are perfectly golden.
Yeah, nice.
I'm telling you, 11-minute eggs. 11 minutes and then into an ice bath. Perfect hard-boiled eggs. Now, if you want them a little lighter, go 10. Go 9 even. I don't know.
Kelly's got eggs. Kelly, what do you want for them?
Yeah. I will trade you in good entertainment value. Now I'm putting 6 eggs in here. It seems like a lot, probably, but it's not. I like egg in my potato salad. Plus, again, as I said before, this yolk is going to mix in with everything, and it's going to help emulsify, and it's going to come together. So.
Aaron would like to know if you have a catchphrase.
Do I have a catchphrase like BAM, like Emerald, or something like that? I don't know. That's the way we do it. I don't know. No, that's Rick Sanchez. I can't take that one. I don't know. Be kind.
Pull that bowl towards you more, and then we can see your face and what you're doing.
Okay. So here's all the eggs. Look at that. Beautiful. We're mixing this up. Again, we're doing big turns here. We don't want to go in. Oh, yeah. I can feel a change. We're going to put more mayonnaise in here, though. I can already feel it. And more mustard.
Oh, you said boom when you added the eggs to the potato salad.
Oh, boom. I probably wouldn't see copyright infringement from Sir Emerald has boom, bam, bum, whammo. So, all right, we're at that time again. Let's taste. Oh yeah, I do think I need salt though, and more mayonnaise for sure. I think I would have dialed back, given the number of potatoes, I would have dialed back the amount of pickle juice just a little bit because it's kind of watered out a little bit, but you can do that with a little. So I'm gonna do 2 more of these. At least a tablespoon more of this, probably more like 2. All right, now we're getting to the end here, folks. And
Kelly said the eggs are free, but they are tiny eggs from tiny chickens. Oh,
that's okay. Tiny chickens need love too.
that's right.
And their eggs are probably just as delicious. Now, here's the other thing. This, the potatoes are still a little bit warm in the center. The eggs were a little bit warm in the center. You're going to want to let this sit. I would let it sit for at least a minimum of 2 hours. More like, I'm adding just like a few more sprinkles here. I don't think this will fit. Nope, it's just too little. This thing is beautiful for bread. So check it out. You can put it on whatever, and then, oh look, it doesn't come up. Oh, it's sealed.
Which is not a new invention, but it's new to us.
It definitely is new to us. All right. So the last step here, and it contains these 2 eggs. So let's get a little smooth here.
Oh, you really should transfer it to a prettier plate.
Not for storage. If we're gonna, you would transfer this.
Yeah, a smaller one for storage.
Okay, sure. Do you have one you prefer?
A pretty bowl?
Sure.
Yeah.
We have so many bowls, so.
Is it more than this?
It's gonna be close.
So yes?
I would maybe go one bigger. Oh, perfect. Look
I
at
don't
this.
want to drop anything.
Oh man.
Okay, hold on.
All right, it's a good one. Last egg. Ooh. Let me make an appearance.
No, I'm not in there.
You might be on the frame.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I checked.
Okay. Amy is not on camera talent. She only wants to be
I
behind the
have
scenes.
quarantine hair and I hurt my shoulder.
Hey, it's okay. Okay. So the last thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to put these in here. Boop. I'm going to slice these. And then, just for prettiness.
No, you gotta put it here first.
Oh, poo, I forgot what I was doing. Anyways, here we go. Thank you.
You're welcome.
The mysterious arm from off camera. All right.
What bowl is that, Doug?
It is a vintage Pyrex bowl.
From what collection?
I have no idea. Red.
The Friendship collection.
The Friendship collection. I'm gonna take what you got. Boop. I'm a scraper. I hate leaving stuff behind. Perfect.
Okay, put that big one in the sink so we can see what you're doing.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So I'm just taking the egg, and again, this is purely decorative. You do not have to do this, but I recommend it just because nothing says fancy.
Are you gonna sprinkle paprika all over the top of that?
Of course I am. I do it every time. because it's an ingredient.
I don't like it.
Well, I'm sorry. Ooh, this egg was disproportionate in its yolk distribution. Boink. There's probably a better way to dress this, but I am not good at any of it. So again,
It just kind of looks like a warning that there are eggs in there.
I don't know. I mean, that is a true statement probably, but look, we're working with organized chaos here. Now again, I'm just doing, I don't know where the thing is, but
A little shaker top.
yeah. We're just dressing it.
Okay, not too much. I don't like that.
That is not a lot for what is in here. All right,
Okay.
there we go. And that's potato salad. So what did we learn today? Potato salad is an hour long-ish. I would prepare ahead of time on some things. Boil those potatoes early, get them set aside. You can put them in a container, put them in the refrigerator. They'll be nice and cold. Boil your eggs ahead too. I mean, you can have those ahead up to 3-4 days in an airtight container. The rest of it I would chop day of. At the end of the day, potato salad is one of those dishes that is a million ways to make it. It goes well with any barbecue. You could probably have, barbecue chicken. You could do ribs. You could do, anything that's going to be grilled. I think it is fresh. It's going to have a little tanginess to it, offset what your protein is. That's it for what we got going on today. So for myself and my lovely assistant Amy, we are happy that you could join us here for our inaugural episode of Side Dish. Remember, be kind, be loyal, and do something kind for somebody else.
Okay. What do I do? End stream. End.